Yeah.
Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Niders. Today we're gonna watch some Noob play cEDH. Quick announcement in the first minute of the video. I have now created a Patreon for you guys. If you want to support me, you will get access to the video early. You will be able to play with me and a bunch of others bonuses. Of course, I will tell you to please like and subscribe. I would absolutely love if even a single video goes over 10 likes. That would be wonderful. In today's game, this was played at Clash at the Capitol over the weekend at Danny Rion card shop. I don't exactly remember the full name. It was a weird name location, but it was a super nice location. We were full, 24 player. They thought that it was the maximum that they could get. Actually, the next one will be a 48 player event because there's a space, and we will grab however many people we can get. I don't know when. September or October, I don't know exactly when, but be ready to come in Ottawa to play that tournament. So today's game, we've got a Teshar Talrand, the Sky Summoner, and we have a Kinnan, top right, bottom right, and we've got Etali, which is also known as Chunky by our wonderful Cam from Play to Win. Teshar will go try to stacks and will bring back some CMC 3 or less from their graveyard every time they play a historic spell. Could be extremely annoying. It's always depending on how easy he gets Teshar out, and then whatever he draws. White has issue drawing, but then again, Esper Sentinel can make a comeback even if you kill it, which is wonderful with Teshar. Talrand is a mono blue, so I'll go straight into Kinnan. We all know Kinnan. I just want to hunt down the cEDH primer for Talrand. So Talrand, Sky Summoner, is a strong cEDH commander in mono blue, focusing on generating an army of flying drake by casting instant and sorcery. So this was the AI generation of. It's funny because now Google gives you, if you look at. I googled Talrand Sky Summoner cEDH Primer. It's giving me a nice resume, nice little meltdown of what I don't know what I was about to say. It actually tells you what it should be. Key cards and combos, Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal. We all know that one. Basalt and Power Artifacts so that you make infinite colorless. Mass Polymorph plus Chase or Tessa's Oracle so that Mass Polymorph you exile your graveyard into Mass Polymorph. It grab a creature, transforms it into Tessa's Oracle, win the game. And of course, blue card engine, Restricts City, and Mystic Remora. Kinnan, our little monster boy. As usual, we'll try, of course, Basalt Grim also. Well, more Basalt than Grim because Grim is mana neutral. Basalt will try to use a bunch of dorks and rocks to get more mana. With that mana, I will take advantage by either flipping with Kinnan or getting Thrasios and draw a bunch of cards. And then we've got Chunky. Chunky is a menace nowadays. Going up in the brackets, was seen as a fringe deck. Now it is a actually quite powerful deck. So it's kind of like when we were playing Godot. It's try to cast Etali as fast as possible, get to 7 mana as fast as possible. When Etali ETBs, you'll be able to exile a card from the top of their library until you get a non-land. I've seen some crazy shenanigans happen. Somebody getting a Ristic and a Oppo agent and Notion Thief at the same time. It was bonkers. And then you want to copy Etali. Twin Flame, Each Shimmer. If you're lucky, you can get a Phantasmal Image from the blue player deck. You can get, I was about to say God Pharaoh statue, but no, it's the Machine God's Effigy. which makes a copy of Etali, and it's an artifact and not a creature, so it's not a legendary rule, doesn't apply, but doesn't really matter. And this is the deck that we've got on the board today. Pre-games are called, mulligans are done, Gemstone Cavern being dropped for Kinnan, Inventor Spheres for Teshar. So in this event, Sensei's Divining Top, that's a good thing. Climax puts something underneath. Gonna go and ponder. Look at top 3 and rearrange the top 3. So that event, Clash at the Capital, this was one of the first events. Well, I believe it's the first event done in the Ottawa area. 24 player, nearly half of them were at their first ever event. Really good crowd, new people. This is what cEDH Canada and I try to push for, getting new people into playing. Passes to Kinnan, Wooded Foothills for Kinnan. Could go fetches and cast Kinnan. Mox Ember, taps Mox Ember for Bloom Tender. This is, that's a good start. White, Manatite. Holy smoke. Plays the backside of Bridgeworks Battle something. 1 for a Soul Ring. 2 for Signet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. Not bad. That was Chrome, that's Mox Opal. Inventor Spheres to go for the spin the top, draws the top card. So he plays the Witch Hunter or Witch Hunter Ambush. It is a Bolt land. What did he draw for him to do nothing? Plays a creature, that's creatures with flying gets +1/+1. We'll get the... Okay, already that he has more than the city leveler, so that you could play that deck as a polymorph deck. So you mega polymorph into Tessa and city leveler to exile your library. However, I don't know which kind of deck does he play. Really, everybody is just standing with whatever they've got. Drops a bird, drops a Sylvan library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inventor Spheres and 1, dropping the top once again. So this is a mirror that deals damage on when it dies. I'll have to open Teshar's deck also. There's a power plant for Talrand. Don't worry player, even if you hide my logo or cEDH Canada, I'm just happy that you guys are there. There's a saga for Kinnan. No one's doing nothing. What's happening? Verdant Catacomb for the Etali player, up to 7 mana now. Oh, Jaxis. So, red, tap, discard a card, create a token, it's a copy of another target creature you control. Etali, of course. When this creature dies, draws a card, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So you make a copy. Well, you discard, you make a copy. At end of turn, you sacrifice a token, draw a card. So you're filtering your hand on top of that. So before even thinking of... So Teshar casts Ichor Wellspring. Enters on EKB, draws a card. 2 into Fearless Research. So this is a oh true, I have his deck list somewhere. Really, of all the deck list that we are missing and that we have in the tournament, we are missing one, and it's that deck. Drops a Lightning Greaves. Man, people are just passing and passing, doing pretty much nothing. I understand Talrand because he may not have. So no shade to the Talrand player. He actually had the guts to come at a cEDH event without even knowing most of the cards. Never fear coming in our community because we're snobs or we're gonna tell you, why don't you play a real card or whatever. Well, okay, so any cEDH Canada event, if you've got any issues, don't hesitate to speak to the TO. We'll get involved. We're here to have some fun. We're here to have more people. Commander is a social game. even if most of the time it's spicier than usual, but it's still a social game. Okay, so Etali kept his 3 cards, paid 8 life, so he had to either have... So life is a resource. If you are playing Sylvan Library, there's no reason for you to not take the 3 cards and take 8 life. The only reason that you would not pick them is that all 3 are good cards and your hand is full. That's the only reason. Because you could get wheeled, you could get something else. However, never... Life is something you can throw away unless you play a Crick or any other life spending deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Attempt to cast Etali with a bird and Jaxis in backup. So on ETB, you exile card from the top of the library until you drop on a non-land card. Chain of Vapor, Skrelv, and Fury. So it's Narset's Expertise. Baral's Expertise, sorry. Return up to 3 target artifact and or creatures to their owner's hand. Then you may play cast a spell with mana value few or less from your hand. Oh, with the Baral's Expertise, we'll cast a 8 Shimmer. 8 Shimmer on the stack tries to Sword to Plowshare Etali. In response, we'll try to Jaxis Etali. Discard Haunting Velociraptor to put a I copy Etali on the stack. So on the stack we have Fury, 8 Shimmer, Sword to Plowshare, and so on the target will Cyclonic Rift the Etali. So Jaxis Fizzle, Sword to Plowshare fizzles, each Shimmer fizzle, Fury ETBs will kill the only valid creatures on the board. Oh, that's brutal because he could just copy Fury every turn and deals damage to creatures. So he could kill his creature, but it's a mirror that deals 2 damage to a creature when it dies. So he doesn't want to do that and have one of his creature dead. Recast Ichor Wellspring, will draw a card. Clearly wasn't lucky drawing no land. 2, 3, 4 for his commander. You need to ask for priority. However, nobody said nothing. Talrand, ETBs, equip, Lightning Greaves. So whenever you play with newer player, like you see, like at that point, tapped Urza Saga because he was saying, oh, it goes to 3. No, it goes to 3 after the draw. So be lenient. However, whenever it is really a game-changing thing, absolutely say no on try to get it back on the stack. Also, if someone is already ahead, they miss triggers, they miss triggers. Like now, he misplayed, he tapped to put 1 in his pool, drew a card. Technically, as soon as he drew, each was changing phase and he was losing his colorless. Each situation is different. Seat of the Synod, which is the artifact land, if I remember correctly. 1 and 2, recasting Kinnan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Seedborn? Oh, big flip. Okay. Nyx Bloom. Ooh. So that's kind of late, but it is still Nyx Bloom. Sylvan Library triggers. So, quick note on Sylvan Library. I believe I've said it, but I'm gonna re-say it. And it's especially important to remember that Sylvan Library is a trigger, and it is separate from your draw. So you draw, then Sylvan Library triggers, and then you can draw 2 more. If the first card you draw is a tutor, you can just say, okay, with that on the stack, I'll cast a tutor to put this on top and draw 2 extra cards, then I need to put some back. Of course, you cannot put back the card, the tutor, so you'll have to take 4 if you keep more cards. Bloodstain Mire, Serve a land, bin another fetch. So at this point, he could just go again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tend to recast Etali. Italy on the stack. Cast Abjure. Yeah, so discussion around the table, because it's sacrifice a blue permanent ... counter target spell. Anything that has a sentence ... is part of the cost and need to be done before it even resolves. You need to do it on cast. It is an old way to... It's a super old way to write as an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a blue permanent. Does he get a Drake? Tries to counter Etali. Fury swinging out. Swinging with Jaxus. Swings to Talrand. I'm not gonna say that Talrand is nothing, but the guy just had to sacrifice his commander. Trying to kill the Nyx Bloom should have been... Nyx Bloom is a 5/5, forget about it. Too big. Recasting Chromox. Exiling Enlightened Tutor. 1/2 for his Signet. I have the feeling that he's been... 2 land, he is actually super stuck somewhere. 1 for Soul Guide Lantern. Exile the Urza Saga from Kinnan. Ships the turn. 6 for Capsize with Buyback. Swinging the Nyx Bloom into his hand. Force of Negation on the Capsize. Nobody fighting over that. Passes on to Kinnan. Nyx Bloom being safe. Nyx Bloom, if you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. And Kinnan is when you tap, add 1. So I believe Nyx Bloom goes first before the tripling of... Attempt to cast Fabricate. So Fabricate gets Basaltan Winds. Attempts to cast Silence. Sure, good way to buy a turn. 3 green. 7 colorless with the Soul Ring. That's insane, man. 1 blue, 1 green, 5 colorless. What is mana? Kinnan Flip, hold prio, Kinnan Flip? Not bad. But he could have waited to Kinnan Flip after the silence also. Seedborn. Woof. So yep, pretty much cooked now. Back down to the silence. Silence resolve. Fabricate resolves. Discussion around the table. Does he kill Kinnan or the Muse? Muse is way more important. It is now our on tap. Responds to... They say I'm gonna respond to your draw, but it's not respond to your draw. It is I'm gonna respond to your decision to change phase and go into the draw phase. Makes a ton of mana, taps everything. He technically has 2 flips. Maybe a bit more. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 Kinnan flips on the stack. He'll do a discard a card. Makes a copy of Fury, I presume, and kill Kinnan. 3 damage on Kinnan, 1 on Fairy Mastermind to clean up the board. So he's not going to be able to do Fairy Mastermind shenanigans, and he'll ask to cast Kinnan back on his turn. Oh, Valley Floodcaller. Llanowar Elves for the second trigger. Second flip. Nezahal. So with Valley Floodcaller on the next untap, he can recast Kinnan. He's not going to be able to do 3 flips on that turn, but he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Goes to draw. Draws for Sylvan Library at the same time. True, Nezahal is a I cast a bunch of spell, right? Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card. Yep. Cast a Food Chain. Holy smokes. So we'll exile the copy and the original Fury for more than 6. Recast Etali. In response to Etali, of course. Worldly Tutor in response. Put Squee on top, of course. That way Squee is gonna make infinite non-creature spell, infinite mana. Chunky Boy will try to close the game. Okay, so he makes infinite red mana. Going for the I exile your library and I pass the turn. Congratulations to the Etali player. A lot of new faces were seen. Thank you very much to Danny Rion. I'll put a logo for them. Thank you to them for receiving us. Thank you for cEDH Canada to help TOs to get extraordinary events across the country. We are moving up into Pembroke, Petawawa. So we met with people to try to get the community bigger out there. We have somebody that is moving into the Maritimes that may be helping us to try to get some event going. So please, of course, if you learned anything, leave a comment. We'll have a chat. I'll be happy to discuss with you. Please like and subscribe. Helps the algorithm. The more likes, the more I am seen. I'm surprised that I was suggested after a video from the professor. So yeah, weird analytics, but people, I hope I make people happy. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next game.